Rama had arrived in Ayodhya. Preparations were being made for Rama's coronation. He left for the capital in a chariot driven by Bharat, while Shatrughan held an umbrella over his head and Lakshmana waved a white fly whisk. Sugriv followed riding a massive elephant, and all the Vanara generals followed him. The people of Ayodhya welcomed Rama with great happiness. They congratulated him on his return and joined the procession. Their love was warmly reciprocated by Ram, who felt joyous to see his people. Surrounded by their ministers, Brahmins, and his subjects, writes Valmiki, Rama looked glorious like the moon, surrounded by sparkling stars. The procession was led by a band that joyously played on turhi, kartal, and swastik. They sang auspicious songs. The band was followed by men carrying golden pitchers, cows, young women, and servants who held trays full of sweets. Rama told his ministers of the bravery displayed by Hanuman and other forces led by Sugriv. He talked of his friendship with the Ramarajya and narrated how his meeting with Vibhishana had come about. As the procession entered the city precincts, Ayodhya residents raised the flags flying over their houses higher. Soon Rama arrived at the palace where his father had spent so many years. He bowed at the feet of his mothers and asked Bharat to make his large mansion situated in a lovely garden available to Sugriv for his residence. Sugriv deputed 4 trusted Vanaras to fly and bring water from 4 holy oceans in golden pitchers and return before dawn. On return, these pitchers were handed over to Guru Vasishtha. The aged pious Vasishtha, assisted by Brahmins, asked Ramachandra and Sita to be seated on a gem-encrusted asana, just as the 8 Vasus had anointed Indra. 8 ministers, Vasishtha, Vamadev, Jabali, Kashyap, Katyayan, Suyagya, Gautama, and Vijay, used pure and fragrant water to anoint Rama and Sita. Ministers, warriors, joyous traders were invited to join the Abhishek ceremony. They sprinkled the holy ocean water and herbal extracts over the royal couple. The Devatas, watching from the sky, greeted and anointed Rama, as did the 4 Lokpal. Valmiki continues, a crown made of gold and studded with priceless gems was taken out of the family treasures and ceremoniously placed on a stool inlaid with precious stones. This crown had been made by Brahma and glittered with a divine glow. Originally worn by Manu, all his descendants in the Raghukul had been crowned with the same. Later, Vasishtha and the Brahmins placed this crown on the head of Rama. They put a few other ceremonial ornaments around his body. Shatrughan unfolded a white canopy over the king's head, while Sugriv and Vibhishan stood behind waving fly whisks, white as the moon. On behalf of Indra, Vayudeva offered the king Rama a resplendent garland of 100 golden lotus flowers and a pearl necklace studded with several other gemstones. As Rama ascended the throne, writes Valmiki, it seemed even nature showed its joy. The fields were full of fresh green crops, the trees bore abundant fruit, and the flowers emitted fragrance. Rama gave in charity thousands of horses, milch cows, and hundreds of bulls to the Brahmins. He distributed golden coins and expensive clothes and ornaments to them. Rama presented his friend Sugriv a golden necklace studded with gems, brilliant like the sun rays. Angad was presented with 2 bracelets studded with sapphires. Rama put the pearl necklace glistening like moonbeams presented by Vayu around Sita's neck. He offered her 2 celestial garments that would never get soiled, as well as several gold ornaments. She looked at her husband, indicating an intention to present something to Hanuman. She took off the pearl garland and looked around at the Vanaras. Appreciating her desire, Rama said, "O fortunate one, Bhamini, please offer this necklace to anyone you desire." Sita, her eyes darkened with kohl, presented this necklace to Hanuman. The son of Vayu, who was endowed with the virtues of speed, wisdom, fame, dexterity, humility, diplomacy, valor, and superior discretion. Putting on this pearl string, Hanuman looked magnificent like a mountain peak surrounded by moon-white clouds. The king gave suitable presents to all the guests. In course of time, the Vanaras and the Rakshas Raj Bhibhishan left Ayodhya for their respective kingdoms. Rama offered Lakshmana the status of the Yuvaraj and requested him to share the burden of ruling the reputed kingdom served by their ancestors. The latter declined the offer, and as a result, Rama appointed Bharat as Yuvaraj. Rama performed various yagyas like Ashwamedh several times. He was most charitable to the learned Brahmins. Under Rama's rule, the widows did not mourn their loss because they were well looked after. His praja enjoyed good health, and the kingdom prospered under the wise leadership of the king. Marauders and thieves were eliminated, and since all had various means readily available, people kept away from crime. See, look at the logic. How to improve a society. If people have whatever they need, they would not turn to crime. This is written 7,000 years ago. The elders did not have to cremate and bone their children. Each one lived to a proper age. People lived happily and followed their dharma. This was Ramarajya. They looked to Rama as a role model and thus did not harm each other. Under Rama's rule, the trees were well looked after. They grew strong roots and bore flowers and fruit the year around. The rains were timely, and so was their departure. The winds blew gently over Ayodhya and comforted the residents. People did not tell lies, says Valmiki, and followed their dharma. They strove to inculcate good habits and follow a righteous path. Assisted by his brothers, Rama ruled for a long time. Jai Ram Ji ki, Jai Ram Ji ki, Jai Ram Ji ki.